This one?
Yeah, the one, yes, please, boss.
Afternoon. Exactly the same process previously with the translation, and also please let us know if you want to ask a question. Vinny, if you can kick us off.
Hi Arne, can you bring us up to date with the injury situation? I'm thinking we didn't see Jota or Chiesa at training today. What's their situations and availability?
Yeah, Jorgo missed out of 2 sessions after the game against Wolves. He took a knock. I think that's a good word to say. Yeah. So I'm expecting him to be with us tomorrow. That he's available to play. Federico trained with us yesterday. Came in today with some problems, and I'm not expecting him to be in the team tomorrow, which is a pity for us, but of course for him even more. He was looking forward to a Champions League night at Anfield, and especially because we face an Italian team, it's a pity for him. But he will be there many more nights to come for him.
How long are you looking at with Federico?
Yeah, that's always difficult because it happened yesterday. But I'm not expecting him to be out for a very long period of time. But it's this game is not possible for him, and we have to wait and see if he can manage to be in the team on Saturday. And afterwards, it's the international break.
Arne, it's obviously 4 straight wins in all competitions since the defeat to Nottingham Forest. You've gone top of the Premier League now as well. What do you see in your squad that suggests that you can go longer in the Premier League title race and longer in Europe compared to maybe what the side was able to do last season?
No, one of the reasons why we can compete is because we have a lot of quality, and I also see a lot of team cohesion in the team. So if we score, I also see the ones that don't play are really happy with us scoring, with us winning. So those are 2 really positive things. But I also see things we definitely have to improve if we want to stay where we are with the fixture list that's coming up. Like I said, every fixture is difficult in the Premier League, but everybody tells me that a top league table team is a bit more difficult than a low league table team, which we can all understand, and we haven't faced one of them yet. So we have to do things better, but one of the reasons why we can stay up there is because we have a lot of players with a lot of individual quality.
Hi, Arne. In terms of selection, obviously, if you have injuries, then you have to make changes. But generally, you haven't made too many changes this season. But when players have come in, like Cody Gakpo or Darwin Núñez, how pleased have you been with the form that they've shown when they have come in?
Yeah, you pick 2 now, but I also think about Curtis Jones, about Costas, about Joe Gomez, and Conor Bradley, and now I forget a few, so that maybe it was smarter for me not to name them. So I think that is maybe the question just a second ago was why can you maybe compete at the levels we are at the moment, and that is because we have a lot of quality, but also we have a lot of quality, a lot of players that can help us. So. Really pleased to see that every time we need a player that he shows up. But again, with the even tougher fixtures coming up, it's something we still have to prove.
It's nice, obviously, to have those options, but in a way, is that one of the harder aspects of the job when you have players of that quality who don't start week in, week out?
It's not hard because they have quality. It's hard because they train hard and work really hard and are really involved in the team process. That makes it hard then sometimes to make the decision to say, okay, I choose these 11 and not the other ones. Not because they have quality, because if you wouldn't have quality, they wouldn't have played here. So they all have quality. But if they work real hard and they make my life really difficult, then it's hard to tell them that they don't play. But it is part of my job. It's part of their lives as well. That is, if you're going to join a top club, that there's competition. And I think this is what they are also used to, playing at a top club, that this can happen. And all of them handling the situation really well. And that's why I just said there's a lot of team cohesion and a lot of good energy in the group. And that's the most important thing when it comes to competition.
Hi, Arne. I'm interested in something you said after the game against Wolves, in which you were unhappy with the final minutes of the game in particular, which kind of surprised me because I don't think Wolves had a shot on goal after the 75th minute. So I'm wondering if your unhappiness was more to do with the missed opportunities on the break to go out and kill the game, and how important you think maintaining an attacking threat is when you're trying to protect a slender lead in a game like that.
Yeah, you already gave the answers inside your question. So you can also sit on this chair maybe next time. It's exactly what you say. We haven't conceded anything in the last 15 minutes. Hardly in the second half. I think they only had 2 shots in the whole second half. But we lost in promising situations. We lost the ball before it led to a chance. And we lost the ball a few times really easy before it even got to a promising situation. And I think we as a team, if you have that much quality, we cannot accept mediocrity. Is that?
Yes,
yeah.
mediocrity.
You have to ask from yourself every second of the day, every second of the game, the highest standards that this shirt brings. And we as a staff have to set those standards very clear. And that 15 minutes where we lost the ball so many times in promising position or moments that could lead to promising positions is, yeah, maybe not acceptable is the word to use. Yeah.
Gentleman next to you, Mo.
Oh, good afternoon. Bologna is definitely the underdog for this match. What did you learn about the Italian team studying it? And what's your main concern about the match for tomorrow?
Always lost.
What's your main concern about?
Oh, okay. I think Bologna showed last season and this season again that they're a real difficult team to beat, because everybody's telling me they only won once. Yeah, but then I'll tell everyone they only lost once. So that means it's a difficult team to beat, and we as Liverpool know how difficult it can be to play against a team that's man marking all over the pitch, which is what Bologna does and what Atalanta did here last season. So to face an Italian team at Champions League level, and we know how difficult it was to face an Italian team on Europa League level, so we don't underestimate them at all. Because also that's not what they deserve for the way they played last season and even this season.
We just pass the microphone to the lady at the back. Thank you.
Salve, volevo sapere se era vero che c'era stato diversi anni fa un interessamento per Beukema e cosa pensa di questo calciatore.
Whether you're interested in this player, you'll have to get us to repeat the name of the player a few years ago. Are you interested in? It was one player you were interested in a few years ago, but you'll have to ask the lady to repeat the name of the player, please.
Oh, sorry. The question of who was interested. Yeah. I was interested in the club I worked for. That included me. Was interested in signing him. He had a real good season with the club he promoted with, and we were looking for a centre back, and we saw a lot of potential in him. Unfortunately for us, he made the choice to go to a different club, and unfortunately for him, he chose the wrong club, because Feyenoord did much better than the club he chose. But they're not going to like this at that club he chose. That was also one of my former clubs. That's why I make the joke. But he did really well at AZ Alkmaar, and he made a nice transfer to Bologna, where he does really well again. So very good player. Looking forward to meet him and to see him tomorrow. Yeah.
Paul.
You mentioned then that you won't accept mediocrity. So how do you get that message across to the players? What did you say to them? And do you lose your temper in that situation? Do you get angry with the players?
That differs, of course. I don't lose my temper that much, and I don't think it's a good idea to lose your temper every single day, because then players at a certain moment feel like, yeah, there he is again screaming at us. So that doesn't work. I think it's better to show them the actual things they do. But the positive thing about this group is that maybe I don't accept mediocrity, but these players themselves don't accept it as well. So even after the game, I saw one or two players, maybe a few more even, that were also frustrated not only about the last 15 minutes, but also about the way we started the game. That was not of the standards I am expecting from a Liverpool team or from these players. So it's not only about me, it's also about the players, that they do not accept these things as well, or these moments as well, and that's also normal because now it didn't lead to a chance, but the few times we lost the ball in the last 10 to 15 minutes. I remember a moment where Ibu had to block a ball. I remember a moment where Trent had to sprint back to save a moment where it could have led to them shooting on goal. So yeah, it's not only about me not accepting it, the players don't accept it from themselves as well.
Last few over here, Carl, then Chris, then gentleman there.
Hi, Arne. Alexis was in here just a minute ago, and he spoke in one answer about having freedom, and then also spoke about the structure in the team. I'm just wondering how you apply that to the team and to players in terms of where they fit in the structure and what freedom you give them within that structure.
It's nice that he says this, because this is also what I'm looking for, that they feel there is structure, but if they only feel structure, they could feel like, we have to do exactly what he says all the time, which they have to do when we don't have the ball. So when we don't have the ball, there's no room for freedom. Then it's just hard work and do what you have to do within the structure. But when we have the ball, especially in the last third of the pitch, then we also rely on the individual quality. We bring them as much as we can in certain positions, which comes from structure. But then it has a lot to do with the individual quality of the players, and they should feel freedom, even though they might not have it that much as he thinks he has. But it's good that they feel it that way.
Chris?
Hi, just a word about, it's your first Anfield Champions League night. I mean, it's a big moment, really, and whether that was one of the things you most look forward to when you became the manager of Liverpool, really. Yeah,
I got the same question just a second ago, and I said I'm privileged enough to work at Feyenoord with Champions League nights last season. Were also really, really special. People tell me it's going to be even more special over here tomorrow. So what I expect from our players, they've missed out on Champions League for a year. So when they step out on the pitch tomorrow, I want to see this. I want to feel this, that they feel like, we missed this for a season. Now, a club of this standards, we have to be ready. And I'm hoping and expecting the same from our fans. They've missed out on Champions League for a season. And I'm hoping that they feel this desire to show to Europe again, you missed us because of this. And that combination should lead to hopefully a very special night for everyone that's involved in Liverpool.
Last one here.
Is the preparation any different for a big European game, or just treat like a normal match?
That was a bit of scouse.
I'll translate. Is the preparation any different for a European match, or just
okay? No, that wouldn't be a good thing if the preparation would be different than for a normal league game. If we would have played an evening game at Anfield, we prepare it in the same way. So we also go into the hotel and prepare ourselves in that way. And when it comes to my preparation or the preparation we have as a staff towards the players, we would send completely the wrong signal towards them if we would place Champions League above Premier League. So it's of equal importance, just as the other games we play in the League Cup and the FA Cup. So in the lead up to that, there's no difference. Again, I'm hoping for a special evening when it comes to the fans tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow.
You're right.